Depending on who you speak to, some people might say that we're not the superior species. Some people may say the world's actually ran by lizards. Today I'm going to bring you a couple reptilian-like videos and let you decide for yourself who's really in charge. Man or reptile? Number 1. This video is brought to us by TikTok user Adrian Rocks. In this video we have a weather woman who seems a bit too wide-eyed for my liking. Now, looking at the map behind her, Bakersfield, I'm fairly certain is California. So, we have a Californian reptilian on the news. What I do find strange about this subject of video is almost every time you look into these kind of cryptids, it's always the same thing. The news, politicians, media, and celebrities, which are all kind of a triangle if you think about it, because they all kind of coincide with controlling information we absorb, be it leaders, pop culture, or just local news in general. What do you think? Is she a lizard?
Stays closely. We have some elevated fire danger.
Anytime
Anytime it dips below 20 is when it's potentially dangerous. So should fires start, they have the potential to spread very, very quickly. Single digit
Hey, look at
relative
this
humidity
shit
level
right
right now in Palm Springs. Now these are levels.
She is
watch
big.
these.
Number 2. This video is brought to us by TikTok user Little Watt Easy, but it seems to be originally from Nightmare Fuel. And what we have here is somebody who's filming a person in the park who's doing something very strange with their hands. Now, as you can see, they're a fair distance away from each other, so when they zoom in, it's a little blurry. So from this angle and this lighting, it is hard to say for certain what's going on, but their fingers do look abnormally long. So I'll leave it up to you. Is this a reptile taking in some rays, or is this just somebody messing with us? Unfortunately, we never get to see their face. If we did, we might be able to see those reptilian slits where their eyes kind of shrink. I don't know, though. Those are some creepy-ass fingers. Keep them long boys away from me. Unfortunately, they're too far away from the camera for me to get a good full look at them, so I'll leave it up to you to decide for yourself. Was that a reptilian?
What I found. Look at your boy fingers. Look at your boy fingers. Yo, that's a lizard. That is a reptilian being, alright? And they're among us. They're everywhere. All in Hollywood, all in Georgia, all in Arizona, all in different countries. You got them in the Asians called the Draco.
Drop the chicken and turkey necks. Look his fingers really, really closely, because some lizardism metamorphosis just happened. We're gonna take a closer look. Look at his fingers. They start to get like retract and get littler.
His hands don't glitch back to humans because you know why? Human fingers, because they cannot walk among us. People from other planes of existence.
Number 3. This video is brought to us by TikTok user Ricky. Now, I've seen this video probably 5 or 6 times while looking for reptilian content, so after watching it enough times, at least like from a glimpse, I gotta say, there is something weird going on here. Now, some people believe that when a reptilian does this, they're communicating telepathically with another reptile. She also looks like she could just be having issues with her skin suit, and I'm using air quotes here, that she's wearing to blend into this crowd. She's had some kind of speech, we know that for sure. However, the real, more likely answer is she did a bunch of coke, and this is her trying to act normal on the coke. Coke is an upper, it makes you speed up. As you can see, she keeps making weird facial expressions, and her eyes are twitching around. That's my guess.
Someone explain what's going on here.
And we are witnessing that today. The other value of technology, I will point out, was after a round of intense finishing conversations and negotiations over the weekend that started on Saturday morning with the speaker, myself, and the trade rep, Robert Lighthizer. We went back and Mr. Trump, the speaker, was on a hunting expedition. We spoke with him frequently. But the speaker talked to me earnestly about we're near. And on Sunday, when Tom Brady was about to take it in, all of a sudden I looked at my phone. It said Pelosi for caller ID. Long wisdom tells me, the hell with Brady, take the call.
And I was watching Baltimore and
So this is a transformative agreement. It's a template, I believe, for future agreements. Our constant emphasis was on enforceability. We fixed that. And the idea and the notion that the president of the AFL-CIO, Rich Trumka, would be supportive of this initiative, I think tells the story. But this is more than a triumph for organized labor. It's a triumph for workers everywhere across America. In terms of the working group members, I want to say that they strengthened the labor standards. They strengthened the environmental chapters. They enhanced the verification mechanisms for environmental trade. With the unflinching leadership of the Speaker, we also secured important changes in USMCA that preserve Congress's ability to change U.S. law to address the crisis we are facing with respect to high prescription drug prices. Over the intense period of these negotiations with the administration, I repeatedly emphasized that USMCA will deserve a vote because it's an agreement that Democrats shaped. I don't think anybody on this dais would have said 2 months ago that we would have been able to get as far as we did in this negotiation. It was based upon goodwill.
Number 4. This video is brought to us by TikTok user Episode Blue. It's a weird way to pronounce blue. Blue? Anyway, we've got this strange creature that looks almost humanoid captured. It looks like it's tied up and it's laying on the sand. Now, this is very possible this is just a prank. Someone's wearing makeup and contacts and they filmed a short video for the internet. On the off chance it's not, it's also possible that somebody outed a lizard and caught them after they had shape-shifted back to their original form. Unfortunately, the quality of the video is not high enough for us to see if it has those reptilian slits in its eyes, but either way, if this is not a person, looking at this thing's pretty fucking creepy. I don't know, what do you think?
Alright, somebody explain this shit.
هسه هم مشوا على جهة التكينة وجبيل ولا هي اسمها شنو دي ورجعوا تاني من بحراز وبتاع الحوامة في الخالة دي داير لها جن. المهم قالوا قبضوا جن مسلم. قال له انا كنت مع سيدنا سليمان يعني. قال له كنت مع سيدنا برهان الجن ذاته في لول. قال له يا اخي سيدنا سليمان قال له لا لا قال البرهان
Number 5. This video is brought to us by TikTok user Bruce Does Roofs. And in this video, we've got 2 women at some kind of either court hearing or maybe some kind of political rally. I'm not sure where they're at, but they're in some kind of group gathering. And as you can see, the redhead is blinking constantly. If you pay close attention to the brunette behind her, she starts doing some weird blinks as well. Some comments would say that these two are telepathically communicating. The redhead does that weird blink where it almost looks like there's a second set of eyes in her head for just a second. It's really hard to see, but if you pay close attention, you can almost see like the slit. I'm honestly not sure if these are reptilians or this is just a glitch of the camera, but it is interesting how it almost always seems to be the same thing with these kind of events. Can they all really just be coincidence?
Was put on the Mueller special counsel team.
Yes.
All right? St. Peter Strzok. And this is not the only time he managed to find the text feature on his phone either. This is the same Peter Strzok who said Trump is an idiot. Hillary should win 100 million to 0. Now, Mr. Inspector General, that one is interesting to me because he's supposed to be investigating her for violations of the Espionage Act at the time he wrote that, in March of 2016. He's supposed to be investigating her for violations of the Espionage Act, and he can't think of a single solitary American that wouldn't vote for her for president. I mean, can you see our skepticism? This senior FBI agent not only had her running, he had her winning 100 million to nothing. So what if they found evidence sufficient to indict her? What if they had indicted her? Is this the same Peters? He wasn't part of the interview of Secretary Clinton, was he?
He was present for the interview.
Huh. So 4 months before that interview where he was present, he's got her running and winning 100 million to 0. It's the same Peter Strzok who wrote The Bigoted Nonsense of Trump. Trump's a disaster. I have no idea how destabilizing his presidency would be. He wrote F Trump. Trump is an effing idiot. On the prospects of Trump winning, he wrote this is an terrifying. In addition to seeming to like the F word, I think we have the same FBI agent, Lisa Page, and the same FBI agent, Peter Strzok, working on the Clinton email investigation, the Russia probe, and on Mueller's team. So we have the right text and we got the right people. I want to make sure we have the chronology right. July 5th, 2016, Comey announces no charges for sexual.
Well, my fearless fans, we did it. We made it to the end of another video. If you enjoyed today's content, maybe consider leaving me a like, dropping a comment, sharing this video with 3 people who don't believe in lizard people. And if you haven't already done so, clicking that subscribe button. That way you can make sure you stay up to date with my latest videos. Whatever you do, just know I appreciate your viewership, and I'll scare you in the next one.